Congratulations on the purchase of your Chevrolet S10 Blazer, the heartbeat of America. Today's truck is Chevrolet. This audio presentation offers information on the operation of your standard equipment and helpful tips to you as an S10 Blazer owner.
Side 2 of this tape offers additional tips on the operation of the special options you may have purchased, four-wheel drive applications, as well as information and cautions when trailering with your vehicle. In order to gain maximum benefit from this presentation, we suggest that you listen to it in your new Blazer. This presentation is meant to call out only a few of the operational features of your new Blazer. Complete and detailed information is presented in the owner's manual, which you should read and keep in your vehicle.
To help you enhance the future performance and economy of your Blazer, let's go over a few tips to follow during a break-in period. First, we recommend that you limit your speed during the first 500 miles to a maximum of 55 miles per hour. In addition, be sure to vary your speed during this break-in period. Varying your speed allows many of the engine components to seat correctly for future performance.
Second, you should avoid full throttle starts and, whenever possible, hard stops, especially during the first 200 miles of driving. Your new Blazer is equipped with a four-wheel anti-lock brake system, or ABS. Anti-lock brake systems are designed to minimize lockup during braking by automatically optimizing the brake pressure. During a brake application that would cause the wheels to stop rolling, the anti-lock feature is designed to help you maintain control of the vehicle. When a brake application is not enough to cause the wheels to stop rolling, the brake system acts in a conventional manner. In addition, all Blazers have a front disc brake wear indicator alert system. As a special note, when you hear a high-pitched squealing or cricket-like warning sound like this, the front brake pads are worn and should be replaced. Be sure to visit your authorized Chevrolet service department as soon as possible. Continued driving could cause damage to the brake system.
When you turn the ignition to the start position, all your warning and indicator lights will briefly illuminate. This is simply a bulb and system check. After a few seconds, all the lights will go out. If a light remains illuminated, it could mean a system malfunction. We'll talk about some of these lights later in this presentation.
The indicator lights and gauges keep you in touch with the performance of your new truck. 4 gauges you should pay particular attention to are the fuel, oil, voltmeter, and coolant temperature gauges. The fuel gauge registers the approximate fuel level in the tank. If your truck is equipped with a digital instrument cluster, a low fuel condition, roughly 1/8 of a tank, will light a flashing box around the fuel gauge symbol. This flashing will continue until more fuel is added. Your fuel tank capacity is approximately 20 gallons, and the fuel cap is behind a hinged door on the left side of your vehicle. Be sure the octane rating for fuel you use is at least 87. And if you use a methanol or ethanol fuel blend, be sure to see the owner's manual for proper mixture recommendations. Section 6 of the owner's manual offers additional information on fuel, oil, and fluid capacities.
The engine coolant gauge and check gauges indicator light monitor the temperature of your engine cooling system. If the engine coolant temperature gauge shows a reading beyond the normal range, or you see a flashing box around the coolant symbol with the digital instrument cluster, you should stop your truck as soon as it is safely possible to avoid damaging the engine. Remember that different driving, trailer towing, and weather conditions affect the operating temperature of the cooling system. Minor fluctuations are typical. If an overheating condition is indicated, do not attempt to remove the radiator cap. Refer to Section 5 in the owner's manual for proper servicing instructions.
The voltmeter shows the battery voltage or the electrical output of the alternator when the engine is running. Remember that different electrical loads or stop-and-go driving will cause minor fluctuations in the reading. With both the standard and digital instrument cluster, the needle reading of the voltmeter should be between the low and high warning zones. With the digital cluster, a box around the battery symbol will flash continuously if the reading is too high or low. With the standard instrument cluster, a malfunction in the electrical system will illuminate a battery symbol indicator. If the reading of the voltmeter is consistently too high or low, see your Chevrolet service department for an analysis of the system.
The oil pressure gauge registers the force at which oil is delivered to various parts of the engine. The reading of this gauge is influenced by the outside temperature, engine speed, and the weight or viscosity of the oil used. Readings that are abnormally high or low may indicate an engine lubrication malfunction. Low oil pressure with the standard instrument cluster may be indicated by the pointer consistently reading below normal, or the check gauge's indicator light illuminating. With the digital instrument cluster, a low gauge reading or a flashing light around the oil symbol may indicate a low oil pressure condition. If either of these conditions occur, stop the vehicle when it is safely possible. If the vehicle is driven, it could cause serious engine damage. Section 2 of the owner's manual offers more information regarding these gauges.
The trip odometer records your mileage for either record keeping or monitoring fuel economy. With a standard instrument cluster, press the button in the speedometer face to reset the trip odometer. With the digital instrument cluster, press the trip button and then the reset button to initiate a new mileage measurement interval. With the digital instrument cluster, you can alternate the mileage readings between the total miles driven on your vehicle or the trip mileage by pushing the trip button. By pushing the EM button on the digital instrument cluster, you can display all your instrument cluster readouts in either English or metric settings.
There are several indicator and warning lights in your instrument cluster display. When you start your truck, the safety belt reminder light will come on for up to 8 seconds, and you will hear an audible signal, which is Chevrolet's way of reminding you to buckle up if the driver's safety belt is not buckled. The Service Engine Soon light monitors the computer command control of your new S10 Blazer. If this light comes on intermittently or continuously while driving, the vehicle can be driven in most cases, but you should visit an authorized Chevrolet service department as soon as possible to have the computer command control system checked out.
All S10 Blazers have 4-wheel anti-lock brakes. With this system, there are 2 lights that apply to your brakes, an anti-lock light and a brake warning light. The anti-lock light may remain on for up to 4 or 5 seconds when you start your vehicle. This is normal. If the light remains illuminated or comes on again while driving, the anti-lock feature of the braking system may not be functioning. If this is the case, see your Chevrolet dealer for a system check. The anti-lock light only applies to the anti-lock feature of your brake system. If this light is illuminated, you still have conventional brakes. It is only the anti-lock feature which may not be in effect. If the brake warning light remains illuminated or comes on while driving, it could indicate a possible malfunction of the conventional braking system, in which case you should carefully pull off the road since it may take longer to stop the vehicle. This light also illuminates if the parking brake is not fully released. If this light is illuminated, check to see that your parking brake is fully released. The release is at the lower left of the instrument panel. If the light still remains illuminated, see your Chevrolet service department as soon as possible.
If you have a manual transmission, there is a shift light on your instrument panel. An onboard computer monitors how fast you are driving and how hard the engine is working. When this light is on, shift your transmission to the next highest gear if weather, road, and traffic conditions permit. Following the recommendation of the shift light will provide optimum fuel economy.
With the digital instrument cluster, the panel display has a tachometer. The tachometer indicates the speed of the engine in revolutions per minute. The indicated number times 100 gives the engine speed. As a special note, operating the engine with a tachometer reading in the color-coded high-speed area could lead to serious engine damage.
The headlights, taillights, and side marker lights are operated by pushing the switches to the left of the instrument cluster. The switch with the headlight graphic symbol controls the headlights, while the switch with the P graphic symbol operates the parking lights. To turn either the headlights or parking lights off, just depress the off button. The wheel above the light switches controls the light intensity of the instrument panel when the parking or headlights are illuminated. Rotating the wheel to the full right position turns on the dome and courtesy lights. For your convenience and accessibility, the fuse panel is located beneath the instrument cluster on the driver's side. Refer to Section 2 in the owner's manual for additional information on features and controls, while Section 6 shows a photograph of the fuse locations.
The high and low beams of the headlights are controlled by the turn signal lever. Pulling the lever toward you will turn the high beams and an instrument panel high beam indicator light on or off. Besides signaling turns, this lever controls the operation of the windshield wipers and washers. To engage the wipers, rotate the band on the turn signal lever to either the low or high-speed wiping position. Pushing the paddle on the turn signal lever engages the windshield washers. For continual washing, you must push and hold the paddle down. When you release the paddle, the washers will stop. For a single wiping cycle, turn the wiper band toward you to mist. If you have the optional delay wiper control system, its operation is discussed on side 2 of this tape.
The emergency or hazard warning flashers are controlled by a button underneath the ignition switch. To engage the flashers, push the button in. To disengage them, pull out on the collar surrounding the button. For information on the operation of optional lighting features, cruise control, or the tilt steering wheel, be sure to play side 2 of this cassette.
Now we would like to offer some fuel and starting tips. Your S10 Blazer uses regular unleaded fuel with a minimum octane rating of 87. If you have the 4.3-liter high-performance engine with central port fuel injection, CPI, identified by a W in the 8th position of your vehicle identification number, located at the left top of the instrument panel, it has been enhanced to take full advantage of the higher octane of premium unleaded fuel. However, you can also use regular unleaded fuel. Premium unleaded fuel will offer maximum power under conditions where high performance is required, like towing a trailer or moving heavy payloads. When you don't have these special needs, regular unleaded fuel will work fine in your high-performance engine and provide maximum economy. The choice is yours at the gas pump. All other engines are equipped with the EFI, Electronic Fuel Injection System. Both the CPI and EFI system automatically adjust the air-fuel mixture for all driving conditions, like, for example, different altitudes and temperatures. To start your engine, just rotate the ignition to the start position. Don't depress the gas pedal. With either system, you could flood the engine if you depress the gas pedal during starting. Turn the ignition key to start. If the engine does not start in 3 seconds, depress the accelerator pedal to 1/4 throttle and turn the key again. If the engine still does not start, it may be flooded. Wait about 15 seconds for the starter to cool. Then depress the gas pedal to the floor and hold it there while cranking the engine for a maximum of 12 seconds. This should clear the engine. As a special note, don't crank the engine for more than 15 seconds at a time, and be sure to wait 15 seconds before trying again. This will help prevent damage to the starter. Section 2 of the owner's manual offers detailed information on starting.
The 5-speed manual transmission and the 4-speed automatic overdrive transmission are designed to make your driving as easy as possible. For manual transmissions, read Section 2 of the owner's manual for tips on the operation of your transmission and clutch. For the most favorable performance of your automatic overdrive transmission, there are some things you should be aware of. The Circle D overdrive position allows the transmission to choose the appropriate gear for load and driving conditions and should be used in most driving situations. The overdrive transmission is designed to shift into overdrive from drive when the vehicle reaches a steady cruising speed of about 40 miles per hour or faster for increased fuel economy. The D drive position should be used for increased performance when towing a trailer or driving on hilly roads if you notice what feels like excessive shifting between gears. The D drive position prevents the transmission from shifting into overdrive and provides engine braking. The D drive position should also be used on slippery surfaces to avoid an unexpected downshift. When road conditions are improved, shift back to the circled D overdrive position. You'll find that the second gear position provides additional power for hill climbing or engine braking when you take your foot off the accelerator pedal. The first gear position is for maximum engine braking, like when you're driving or towing a trailer down a steep hill, or maximum engine torque when driving through deep snow or mud. When you leave your truck, make sure you set the parking brake. The recommended procedures for automatic transmissions are: depress the regular brake pedal, place the transmission in park, and set the parking brake with your other foot. With a manual transmission, place the shift lever in reverse when the engine is off, and then set the parking brake. As a special note, if you have a manual four-wheel drive system, never leave the transfer case in the neutral position when parked, since the vehicle could still roll even though the automatic transmission is in park or the manual transmission is in gear. To disengage the parking brake, hold the regular brake pedal down and pull on the brake release handle. You will find the release at the lower left side of the instrument panel. Section 4 of the owner's manual offers additional information on parking and leaving your vehicle.
If you have air conditioning, its operation is discussed on side 2 of this tape. On non-air-conditioned models, your new Blazer is equipped with easily operated ventilation and heating controls. To allow outside air into the interior, simply place the heater control in the vent position. Additional air vents are located in the kick panels in each side of the passenger compartment to allow outside air into the vehicle. These are opened or closed with handles on the vents. At the top of the heater control system, you'll notice the heater fan control. This control has 4 positions from off to high. There are 2 slide levers on your heater. The right slide lever allows you to select any of the modes indicated to the right of the lever. The left slide lever allows you to adjust the temperature setting. For control of the interior airflow, place the right lever next to the mode you wish to use. The defrost mode directs most air to the upper defrost outlets. The heater mode directs most air to the lower heater outlets for maximum heating. The vent mode directs outside or outside heated air through the instrument panel outlets. Using this position is helpful for defogging your side windows.
Your electronically tuned AM or AM/FM stereo radio has some very convenient functions. If you have a cassette player or a cassette player with graphic equalizer, their operation is discussed on side 2 of this tape. On your AM or AM/FM stereo radio, the upper knob of the radio manages 3 functions. Rotating it controls the volume. Depressing the knob with the radio on will change the display from the time to the station which you are listening to. As a special note, depressing the knob with the ignition off will display the time. The control behind the upper knob on the stereo radio moves the sound between the right and left speakers. The lower knob allows you to choose radio stations. With the AM/FM radio, pushing this knob will switch the radio between AM and FM stations. The control behind the lower knob allows you to move the sound between the front and rear speakers. You can adjust the bass or treble by using the appropriate slider bars. To preset 4 AM and 4 FM stations, first, find your favorite station by using the tuning knob or seek and scan controls. Then, to lock in that station, press the Set button, and within 5 seconds, one of the numbered buttons. If you wish to preset more than 4 AM or FM stations, you can combine the numbered buttons to expand your preset station selections. You must press 2 buttons simultaneously, like button 1 and 2, 2 and 3, or 3 and 4.
On the AM/FM stereo radio, the Seek button allows you to move up the radio band frequency to seek out the next available station. The Scan button allows you to briefly sample all the radio stations available, which is especially helpful when you are traveling cross-country and don't know the stations in an area. If you find a station you enjoy, quickly tap the Scan button again to lock that station in. To set your electronic clock, you must use the Set, Seek, and Scan buttons with the AM/FM stereo radio, or the Set, hour, and minute buttons with an AM radio. When you push the set button, a set indicator light will illuminate. Within 5 seconds, press the scan or hour button to set the correct hour. By pressing the set button again within 5 seconds, you can use the seek or minute button to set the minutes.
In the event that you must have your Blazer towed, be sure to read Section 5 in the owner's manual for the correct towing procedures. If you plan on using your Blazer for transporting cargo, be sure to check Section 1 of the owner's manual for the operation of your rear folding seat, which increases the interior cargo capacity. Your rear tailgate has 2 parts, a lift glass and a drop gate. To open the tailgate, use the round-headed key to unlock the handle. Then turn the handle to the left to open the glass. You can now raise the glass. Then, rotate the handle to the right to unlock the gate. If you have a tailgate-mounted spare tire carrier, the carrier arm must be unlatched and moved out of the way for the tailgate glass to fully open. As a special note, be sure to secure all the cargo you are moving inside the vehicle prior to driving. Cargo weight inside the vehicle should be located as far forward as possible, and make sure you don't pile cargo or luggage higher than the seat backs. On vehicles that have a luggage carrier, be sure to read Section 2 of the owner's manual on the proper techniques for securing and loading cargo on the carrier. If you're going to pull a trailer, be sure to listen to side 2 of this audio cassette, as well as reading Section 5 in the owner's manual for trailer towing tips and cautions. The maximum loaded trailer weight your Blazer can tow and payload it can carry depend upon the curb weight of the vehicle and its intended use. Remember, any special equipment installed on your Blazer will affect this calculation. Your Chevrolet dealer can assist you in determining this information to ensure that you don't exceed the load or trailering capabilities of your new Blazer. The vehicle certification label on the driver's door shows the maximum gross vehicle weight and maximum gross axle weight your vehicle can safely handle.
When it comes to maintenance of your new Blazer, different driving situations require different scheduled service intervals. There are 2 different maintenance schedules for you to follow, depending upon how you drive your new vehicle. For example, Schedule 2 generally applies to highway-type driving, where the engine is warmed up to normal operating temperatures and there is minimal stop-and-go driving. On the other hand, Schedule 1 is applicable when your vehicle is used for short trips, towing a trailer, driving in cold or dusty situations, frequent off-road use, and frequent stop-and-go driving. Be sure to read the Maintenance Schedule Section 7 of the Owner's Manual. This section will help select the correct maintenance intervals and procedures for your driving conditions. By following the appropriate maintenance schedule, you'll help preserve your investment in a quality vehicle.
One very important self-maintenance procedure you should do is check the oil level every fuel fill-up, preferably when the engine oil is warm. For more detailed information on checking your oil, using the correct weight or viscosity of oil, inspecting the coolant, washer, and transmission fluid levels, along with other self-maintenance procedures, read Section 6 in the Owner's Manual.
Depending upon which arrangement you have, your spare tire is stowed either on the floor at the rear of the vehicle, at the inside rear sidewall, or on the optional tailgate mounting unit. Be sure to read Section 5 of the Owner's Manual for the operation of your jack and the correct procedures to remove or replace a tire. Read Section 6 for tire rotation procedures. You may wish to invest in an air pressure gauge to help check your tire pressure regularly. Proper inflation pressure will assure maximum fuel economy and tire life. The recommended inflation pressures are shown on the vehicle certification label on the driver's door. As a special note, you should occasionally check the air in your spare tire. With a compact spare, fill it to the specifications on the sidewall of the tire.
The owner's literature found in the exclusive Chevy S10 Blazer portfolio contains a wealth of information which you should be aware of. In the portfolio, you'll find your owner's manual, which offers detailed information on all the safety, operational, maintenance, and care procedures to keep your Blazer in top operating condition. You'll also find warranty information, which explains your rights as a consumer, and Chevrolet's commitment to keep your vehicle operating correctly.
Other information in the portfolio includes a separate warranty for your tires from their manufacturer and spaces for business cards of key contacts at your Chevrolet dealership.
You'll find detailed information on safety, operational procedures, cleaning techniques, recommended fluids, and helpful tips in the owner's manual. Please take the time to read it. Then, if you have any additional questions after reviewing the literature, please call our toll-free Customer Assistance Center at 1-800-222-1020. Your vehicle has many other standard features, so take some time to explore the interior and exterior of your Blazer, which is designed to make driving a delightful experience.
We would like to remind you that on side 2 of this tape, you'll find additional information and operational tips about the special options you may have purchased to customize your new Blazer and information on the use of child restraint devices.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to this audio presentation. And again, congratulations on your purchase of the heartbeat of America, your new Chevy S10 Blazer.
Side 2 of this audio tape discusses trailering tips, cautions, and the special options you may have purchased to customize your new S10 Blazer. If you have search and forward modes on your tape player, you can use the index card with the cassette box to fast forward to the information of interest to you. If you choose to listen to the entire tape, there will be 5 seconds of silence between each selection.
Child restraint procedures. For the safety of children and infants traveling in your vehicle, you should always secure them in an infant or child seat restraint. The information or instructions included with the infant or child seat will specify whether it should be used with an infant or an older child. With General Motors truck safety belts, there is no additional equipment necessary to secure the child or infant seat restraint in your vehicle unless the restraint requires a top anchor as specified by the restraint. There are some very important procedures to follow when transporting an infant or child in your vehicle. A few tips to remember are, first, never hold a baby in your arms while you're riding in a vehicle. In a collision or sudden stop, the child would become almost impossible to hold. Second, when using a child seat restraint system, be sure to follow the manufacturer's instructions for the restraint. These restraints use the belt system of your vehicle, but the child also has to be secured within the child seat restraint to help reduce the chance of personal injury. The child seat restraint must be properly secured.
Third, if your child restraint has a top strap, it will need to be anchored. You can have your GM dealer install an anchor bracket, or your dealer can instruct you on the installation procedures if you want to install the anchor yourself. If the child restraint has a top strap, always secure the restraint device at the location where the top strap can be anchored. Finally, be sure to properly secure any child seat restraint device in your vehicle, even when no passenger is in it. An unsecured child seat can move around in a collision or sudden stop and injure people in the vehicle. For complete information on installing a child or infant restraint system in your vehicle, be sure to read Section 3 of the Owner's Manual. This information will inform you of the correct procedures to attach the restraint to either the lap shoulder belts or lap belt in your vehicle, and help you identify the best location and placement of the restraint in your vehicle. This information is of vital importance for the safety of you and your passengers.
Off-road driving. For both you and your passengers' safety, please drive your Blazer with care, both on or especially off-road. Two very important factors to keep in mind when off-roading are that both you and your passengers always wear safety belts and that you always drive on marked trails. As one special note, prior to taking your Blazer off-road, be sure to read the section in your owner's manual on off-roading safety tips and driving procedures. You'll find the information extremely helpful.
Trailering tips. Your new Chevy Blazer is a versatile vehicle designed to carry people and cargo. But bear in mind that towing a trailer and/or carrying cargo will affect handling, durability, and fuel economy. The certification label on the inner trailing edge of the driver's door offers information on maximum gross vehicle weight and maximum gross axle weights your vehicle can safely handle, along with recommended tire inflation pressures. The maximum loaded trailer weight your vehicle can tow depends upon the total weight of the vehicle, including passengers, cargo, and additional options purchased.
If you want to learn more about the trailering aspects of your vehicle, your Chevy dealer can supply you with the product literature, which includes trailering tips and cautions, and can assist you in determining that your needs don't exceed the load or trailering capabilities of your new vehicle. You should not abuse your new Blazer by exceeding the recommended payload or trailering capacities. Be sure to consult your owner's manual for detailed information and other special considerations when towing a trailer or transporting cargo.
The type of hitch you have is very important. If you have an aftermarket hitch, make sure it is properly installed and adjusted. Two very important hitch considerations for trailers over 2,000 pounds are that 1, the hitch is a frame-mounted, weight-distributing hitch, and 2, you have a properly installed sway control system of adequate capacity for trailers more than 2,000 pounds. Remember that improper trailering or not following recommended trailering tips and cautions may cause handling problems. If you have a deadweight hitch and your trailer has a winch or tongue jack, there may be interference if your Blazer has an outside spare tire carrier. Another important consideration is that you have trailer brakes of proper size on trailers over 1,000 pounds. Be sure to read Section 4 of the Owner's Manual for precautions and special techniques when towing a trailer. If you selected one of the trailering packages with optional wiring harness, you'll find the harness either at the left inside rear trim panel or at the rear frame crossmember. Finally, be sure to read Section 2 of the Owner's Manual for information regarding wiring connectors for your trailer.
Tilt wheel and intermittent wipers. If you purchase this driver convenience package, you'll be able to adjust the steering wheel to your exclusive comfort position and be free of manually operating your wipers on damp and misty days. To operate the tilt wheel, the short lever on the steering column behind the turn signal lever controls this function. Simply pull the lever toward you to adjust the steering wheel to your selected comfort position. The delay wipers allow you to vary the wiper sweep up to an approximate 16-second delay. Once the wipers are on, turning the delay control band away from you controls the amount of wiper delay. The closer the wiper control band is to the low position, the more often the wipers will move.
Cruise control. If you have this option, you'll find long cruises more comfortable. In addition to signaling turns and controlling the windshield wipers, the multifunction turn signal lever also regulates the operation of cruise control. To engage the cruise control, first turn it on. Then, accelerate to the desired speed and push the set button on the end of the turn signal lever. The cruise control will disengage when you depress the brake or clutch pedal, or move the control switch to the off position. The off position will disengage the memory function of the cruise control. To resume your preset speed after braking or clutching, move the switch to the RA, resume accelerate position. At speeds above 25 miles per hour, the system will automatically recall your preset speed and adjust it accordingly. When engaged, your cruise control also has the handy tap-up and tap-down feature. To increase your speed in approximate 1 mile per hour increments, tap the cruise switch to the RA position for less than 1 second. To decrease your speed in approximate 1 mile per hour increments, tap the set button for less than a second. For additional information on cruise control, see Section 2 in the Owner's Manual.
Manual Instatrac four-wheel drive system. With four-wheel drive, you'll be able to keep your vehicle moving through a wide variety of road conditions. To engage your four-wheel drive, place the manual transfer case shift lever in the 4 high or 4 low position. You should avoid driving on dry pavement while in four-wheel drive. Driving with 4 wheels engaged on dry pavement will increase tire wear, cause hard transfer case shifting, and reduce fuel economy.
With the manual transfer case shift lever, a synchronizer in the transfer case allows shifting from 2-wheel drive to 4 high, or 4 high back to 2-wheel drive while the vehicle is moving. You don't have to press the shift button. However, to shift into or out of 4 low or neutral, stop the vehicle and place the transmission in neutral. Then, press the transfer case shifting button and shift with one continuous motion.
Do not pause in the neutral range of the transfer case when shifting into 4 low, as this could result in some gear clash. The transfer case neutral position should only be used if the vehicle is being towed. Refer to Section 5 of the Owner's Manual for additional information on towing your vehicle. The front axle portion of the diagram on the transfer case indicator will light up when you shift into a 4-wheel drive mode. As a special note, a slight delay between shifting and the indicator light illuminating is normal. If the front axle light does not go out after a slight delay when you shift out of 4-wheel drive, or the system fails to perform as described, see your authorized Chevrolet dealer for a system check.
Electronic Shift Instatrac 4-wheel drive system. With electronic shifting for the transfer case, moving between 2-wheel drive to 4 high or 4 low is as easy as touching a button on your instrument panel and following some simple procedures. A 2-position rocker switch in the upper left pod of the instrument panel controls this feature. The rocker switch has 3 functions. With no light on the rocker switch illuminated, the transfer case is in the 2-wheel drive mode. Pressing the top of the switch will actuate a blinking green light, indicating that the transfer case is about to shift from 2-wheel drive to 4 high. When the vehicle has shifted from 2-wheel drive to 4 high, the green light will remain illuminated. You can engage the 4 high mode at any speed while the vehicle is moving. To shift from 4 high back into 2-wheel drive again at any speed, press the top of the switch again. When the vehicle has shifted to the 2-wheel drive mode, the green light will go out.
To shift into the 4 low mode of the transfer case from 2-wheel drive or 4 high, press the bottom of the rocker switch. Pressing the bottom of the switch will actuate a blinking amber light, denoting that the transfer case is about to shift into 4 low. You can press the lower portion of the rocker switch for 4 low while the vehicle is moving, but the transfer case will not shift into 4 low until the vehicle is stopped or its speed is less than 3 miles per hour with the automatic transmission in neutral or the clutch depressed with a manual transmission. When the transfer case is in 4 low, the amber light on the rocker switch will remain illuminated. To shift out of 4 low, you must first shift to 4 high before you can shift to 2-wheel drive. Press the top of the rocker switch. This will activate a green blinking light. Stop or slow the vehicle to under 3 miles per hour with the automatic transmission in neutral or the clutch depressed with a manual transmission, and then the transfer case will engage the 4 high drive mode. The green light will remain illuminated when the shift to 4 high is complete. Then, to shift into 2-wheel drive, press the top of the button again. When the blinking green light goes out, you are in the 2-wheel drive mode. In addition to all the normal lubrication procedures for your vehicle, pay particular attention to the lubrication levels of the transfer case and the front differential. For detailed information on the transfer case operation and very helpful off-road driving tips, see sections 2, 4, and 6 of the owner's manual. For special procedures when towing your vehicle with the electronic shift transfer case, see section 5 of the owner's manual.
Auxiliary lighting. There are several convenient optional auxiliary lighting features available for your Chevy Blazer. The dome and courtesy lights and the brightness of the instrument panel display are controlled by rotating the light control wheel near the headlight switch. The full right position of this wheel turns on the dome and courtesy light. The rear dome light may have its own switch, which lets you turn the light on from the rear of the vehicle. If you have map lights, these are controlled by switches next to each light on the interior rear view mirror.
Air conditioning. Besides the heating and ventilation operations described earlier in this presentation, there are additional controls for the air conditioner. The right lever, mode selector, allows you to handle various cooling and heating requirements. The left temperature selector lever allows a selection of air temperatures from cold at the bottom to hot at the top. For maximum cooling, the max AC position recirculates interior air with very little outside air. Use this position with the temperature lever in the full down cold position. If the outside temperature is very hot, you can lower the window slightly and use max AC until cool down is achieved. In city driving conditions, the max AC position is also effective in keeping the interior cool when the outside air temperature and humidity are high. Once you have achieved your comfort level, switch to the norm AC position. The norm AC position pulls in outside air, cools it, and then discharges it through the upper dashboard outlets. The bi-level AC position directs air through the upper and lower outlets. In this position, you can direct cool air through the upper and warm air through the lower outlets by adjusting the temperature control lever between the warm and cold positions. This is quite convenient in cool weather with bright sunny conditions.
AM/FM stereo radio with seek, scan, and digital clock with stereo cassette tape player. Side 1 of this audio cassette has directions for tuning your stereo, presetting stations, using seek and scan, setting your clock, and adjusting the tone and speaker balance. If you wish to play an audio tape, insert it with the exposed edge entering first. The tape will snap into position when fully inserted. The forward and reverse arrows allow you to move through your tape quickly. The DNR, Dynamic Noise Reduction button, reduces background hiss on both the radio and cassette tapes. To switch from one side of the tape to the other without removing it, press the upper left volume control knob. As a special note, you should avoid using C120 tapes in your player. These tapes are very thin and may break or get tangled in the drive mechanism. For further information on your tape player and helpful maintenance tips, see Section 3 of the Owner's Manual.
AM stereo, FM stereo radio with seek, scan, and digital clock, and stereo cassette tape with search, repeat, and graphic equalizer. Side 1 of this audio cassette has instructions for tuning your stereo, presetting stations, using seek and scan, setting your clock, and adjusting the speaker balance controls. Besides these, this stereo system has a number of other distinctive features. If you wish to play an audio tape, insert it with the exposed edge entering first. The tape will snap into position when fully inserted. To advance the tape, press the forward button. To rewind to an earlier portion of the tape, press the reverse button. To stop the forward or reverse movement, press the opposite button lightly. To listen to the next selection on a cassette tape, first slide the search button to the right and then depress the forward button. The tape will automatically stop at the next selection. By using the reverse button, you can replay the tape selection which you just played.
To switch from one side of the tape to the other without removing it, press the upper left volume control knob. The Loudness button boosts the bass frequencies when the stereo is played at low volumes. The CRO2, chromium dioxide button, is for adjusting the audio quality for chromium or metal tapes. The AM/ST button must be pushed to listen to AM stereo broadcasts.
The graphic equalizer adjusts the frequency response ranges of your stereo. When adjusting the graphic equalizer, the 60 and 250 slider bars control bass frequencies. The 1K slider bar controls mid-range frequencies, and the 3.5K and 10K slider bars control the treble frequencies. As a special note, you should avoid using C120 tapes in your player. These tapes are very thin and may break or get tangled in the drive mechanism. For additional information on this stereo system and helpful tips regarding its maintenance, see Section 3 in the Owner's Manual.
Engine block heater. This feature is designed to keep your engine block warm for improved cold weather starting. To use the heater, open the hood and unwrap the electrical cord stowed in the engine compartment. You can plug the cord into any 3-prong 110-volt AC outlet. If the cord is too short, use a heavy-duty 3-prong extension cord. Do not use an extension cord such as you would use for a lamp because the cord may overheat.
Sunroof. If you have the optional sunroof, it is adjustable but cannot be fully removed from the vehicle. To open the sunroof, grasp the handle and flip it forward. Then push up on the handle until the sunroof locks into one of the 4 open positions. Be sure to see the illustration in Section 2 of the Owner's Manual for the recommended hand position when opening or closing the sunroof.
Electric tailgate glass release. An electric tailgate glass release is mounted on the instrument panel to the left of the radio. For the switch to work when the engine is running, Blazers with an automatic transmission must have the shift lever in either the park or neutral position. Blazers with a manual transmission must have the parking brake applied for the switch to work when the vehicle is running. If the vehicle isn't running, just push the release switch to open the tailgate glass. If you have a tailgate-mounted spare tire carrier, the carrier arm must be unlatched and moved out of the way for the tailgate glass to fully open. Section 2 in the Owner's Manual offers more information on this convenience feature.
Electric rear wiper and washer. The optional rear wiper and washer is controlled from a switch mounted on the upper left side of the instrument panel. The switch has a wipe position and a momentary wash position. The rear window washer uses the same fluid bottle as the front window washers. The rear washer will run out of fluid before the front washer. If the rear washer fails to work, be sure to refill the washer fluid reservoir in the engine compartment.
Electric outside rearview mirrors. The electric mirrors are controlled by a paddle switch on the instrument panel under the heating and ventilation controls. You can rotate the two-position switch to either the left or right to select a mirror. Once a mirror is selected, use the paddle switch to adjust the mirror.
Fog lamps. To operate the fog lamps, turn on the headlights and press the fog lamp switch located under the headlight switch. A light on the switch will remain lit to remind you the fog lamps are on. The fog lamps will go off when the headlights are switched to high beams, but this will not turn the fog lamp switch off. When the headlights are switched back to low beams, the fog lamps will come on again. Press the fog lamp switch to turn the lamps off. This completes side 2 of this audio cassette. We thank you for taking the time to listen. And again, congratulations on your purchase of the S10 Blazer, the heartbeat of America. Today's truck is Chevrolet.